And welcome back to JSU Stadium for the continuation of the Gridiron Challenge.
Good afternoon.
Dickie Shadricks and Butch Barker joining you now. And we are getting set for the next matchup. And there you see it on your screen between Montevallo out of Class 3A Region 4 and the Lanett Panthers out of Class 2A Region 5. Last year, Montevallo finished 10-2, made it to the second round of the playoffs, losing to Mobile Christian. Meanwhile, for Lanett, they had a great season in 2016, going 11-3. They lost in the semifinals to eventual state champion Fife. So, a couple of playoff teams, Butch, set to square off this year. Of course, it's a completely different year, completely different roster. Both teams lose players. Some players come back. So they'll test each other here after a few spring practices and see how they look with the uniforms on and here on the Burgess Snow Field. And
you got another little bit of an aspect here in that Montevallo is also going to miss 4 potential starters on their football team, Mickey, that they're holding out because of injuries. Not anything that drastic or anything. They look to have them back in the fall, but they're not going to play here today. So that could come into play as far as their depth and that type of thing. But both of these teams are looking to do well again next fall. Montevallo, Coach Wilcox down there has got that program really, really on a roll. And of course, Lanett with Coach Story, they've been there, done that before. They have all of their skill players back with the exception of their quarterback. The quarterback will be Coach Story's son, who is only going to be a sophomore, has already been offered by Alabama. So, and not necessarily as a quarterback, but as an athlete. He played wide receiver primarily last year. So take a look at this kid. He's going to be a college player in about 3 years that you'll be enjoying watching, and you can say, hey, I saw him win. He was only a sophomore in his first time playing quarterback, even though he did alternate in there a little bit last year, but he was not their primary starting quarterback last season.
Well, we obviously are on a time crunch today. The Gridiron Challenge has to be completed by a certain time later today, so the rules have kind of been evolving and some changes in the format. And what can we expect in this game, Butch?
Well, you know, with that hanging over you from a time standpoint, these coaches don't really know exactly how things are going. You're not used to playing with a running clock, you know, so that's a little bit of a different aspect. You've got to call a timeout in order to stop the clock. But the main thing you want to see here is get a good look at your kids under game situations, and both of them will have an opportunity to do that. This should be a great game. I mean, I'm looking forward to doing this one. These two teams both coming off great years. These coaches have their programs in excellent shape. Look for these guys getting after. You're going to see some good football here in this ball game.
And so Montevallo will start on offense first. Again, we're expecting 2 10-minute quarters and then 2 9-minute quarters is our understanding, with running clock.
That's what I understand.
Okay, and we'll see how things evolve as we get started. So from the 35-yard line, quarterback for Montevallo, Jarius Sullins, should have been stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but able to get out of trouble and pick up about 5 yards. There is a flag on the play.
There was certainly some miscommunication here because the lineman never moved. This was a crazy play for a quarterback when the ball snapped to you and your linemen have not blocked a soul. So you had 3 guys that penetrated, and yet your quarterback's still able to break loose and pick up a few yards on the play. So great individual effort, but certainly some miscommunication there on the part of Montevallo Bulldogs, and it looks like we're going to get a penalty. Little surprised because the center snapped the ball, you know, so I don't know that I saw movement before the ball was snapped. It was mainly the center snapping it before he was supposed to. But again, it results in a 5-yard penalty. So Montevallo will take over 1st and 15 now from the 30.
I think that call gets made a lot just because it looks funny, but technically
the ball was snapped.
The ball was snapped. A little read option play, and Sullins smothered Back behind the line of scrimmage, first player there for Lanett was Johnny Daniels, the outside linebacker.
I'm going to tell you, Mickey, you can already see 2 plays, tremendous penetration by the defensive front for Lanett. Montevallo is going to have to get that stop to have any type of potential to get off some big plays on the offensive side.
So 2nd down and 16 after losing a yard and after the 5-yard procedure penalty. Sullins pitches to the back, trying to get around the corner was Tyler Olds, and he could not do so. He was taken off his feet. Good hard tackle by Braylon Harrington.
Can't play it any better than they did defensively here. Take a look. There's the pitch to the outside. You got 2 players in great position. Good hit, good tackle. Excellent defensive play there. And Lanett looks like they're ready to start the season on these first 3 defensive plays. This bunch is going to be the class of their 2A region. Of course, now they are in there with Gordo and West Blockton. So it's not like it's really, really easy. Well, excuse me. Those folks are in there with Montevallo, but Lanett should be the class of that 2A region. Mickey, look for this bunch to potentially make another deep run into the playoffs come next fall.
Daquan Bryant couldn't get around the corner. Good tackle by Christian Story, and we've got a holding flag against the offense. And we've just been told that there is no white hat. I guess this gentleman is acting as the white hat.
He's a potential white hat. He may be the head guy by the time this fall rolls around.
And if they declined the holding penalty to no need to take it there, it was 4th down, so we'll have the simulated punt, and Lanett will get great field position for their first offensive series at their own 41-yard line.
Really want to watch your quarterback here. Again, has already been offered by the University of Alabama, but has not played this position extensively. Coach Clifford Story in his 8th season. Well, it'll be his 9th after this year, but he's been there for 8 seasons.
So here is Lanett. Christian Story, your quarterback, and he is pressured right away, gets out of trouble, decides to run it. Nice move at around the 48-yard line. Big gainer inside the 30, chased down from behind by Demetrius Smith. That's just what a dual threat quarterback gives you.
Yeah, that's an athlete. That's an athlete. I mean, this is great penetration by Montevallo, and yet no one's able to make the tackle. Story eludes everyone, ends up picking up great yardage, and what should have been a loss on the play turns into a big gain.
Sweeping left goes Truitt, and tripped up at the 28-yard line, falls forward to the 20, just inside the 24. Nice shoestring tackle there by the Montevallo defensive back. A gain of down, so to make it 2nd down and 6, a gain of about 4.
I'm going to tell you, Lanett already has impressed me enough to know I wouldn't want them on my schedule, at least not early in the season.
Lanett on the move here on their first possession, and what a defensive play that time. Little jet sweep went nowhere, didn't even really get started, as number 3 for Montevallo, Demetrius Smith, just destroyed that play.
Yeah, that was a read play that was read exactly right by the defense. What a tackle by Smith. Boy, they needed that. Been kind of soft on defense, missed several tackles. Didn't miss that one. 3rd and 12 now.
Loss of 6 on that play. They need to take it down to the 18-yard line for a 1st down, but most likely in 4-down territory at the Montevallo 30. Pass toward the end zone, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Triqueze Bridges, who I thought for a moment might come down with it, but there was double coverage back there. Somebody knocked it out of his hands.
Yeah, and it's a good job by your safety. Read the ball and broke on it. Did not take his eyes off the football, Mickey. That's a very common mistake by your DB in those situations. Just go get the ball. You have as much right to it as the receiver does. Excellent job there, getting there and knocking that ball away.
4th down and 12. Story rolling out. Got a man wide open. Touchdown. Truitt. Somebody blew a coverage there. Truitt was just running free in the secondary, and Story laid it up, and it's a touchdown.
Story does a great job buying time. A little double move, made an inside break, and then broke it deep. Mickey, when he broke the ball deep, the defender had already committed to the crossing route, left him plenty of time, and a nice, smart throw by Story in that with no defender around, you lay it up and make an easy catch for your receiver.
So extra point attempt by Rovalon Castro out of a hold from Story. No live kicking in this event today. Extra point is perfect. So 7-0 with 2:30 and counting. So the clock continues to run.
See when Montevallo takes back over on offense, if they're able to slow those guys down on that defensive front. No success on their first possession. They've got to find a way to slow those guys down if they're going to move the ball on a consistent basis. Can't let them through there with that kind of penetration, even though you've got some good athletes in your backfield. They got it down to 2 minutes and stopped it. I guess somebody realized it was running while they were on the sideline.
So here comes the Bulldogs of Montevallo out for their second possession of the game. Penalties killed them on that first possession, along with a lot of penetration by that Lanett defense. Bryant in motion. Sullins hits Bryant out in the flat. Nice play, well designed, well executed. Gain of 8 yards. Lannett's Jaron Ross knocking the receiver out of bounds across the way.
Yeah, very well executed play, Mickey, and a pretty good job by that offensive front this time of containing that defensive front. Had not had any success. Well executed play here, well designed, and excellent execution to pick up good yardage on first down.
So 2nd down and 2. Sullins, screen pass to Bryant to the other side of the field. Nice open field tackle that time by Tifton Dobbs, but Bryant able to spin out of the tackle for, well, he doesn't get a great spot. I thought he might get closer to the first down, but they're going to put him down at the 43, which will make it 3rd and 2.
That's a great job by Dobbs. Played off the block and yet still able to make the tackle for that short a gain. Great defensive play by Dobbs.
Basically no gain. Sullins, no chance.
That's the same thing that happened earlier. It looked as though the center snaps the ball on a count that's earlier than what the linemen are expecting, because the linemen never took a step at all. And boy, I mean, they're still down in their stance. Oh, obviously some kind of miscommunication there. And you leave your quarterback in an awful position there.
Simulates the punt. Each simulated punt travels 35 yards. The Panthers will take over first down and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
So Montevallo struggling against this Lanett defense. 2 series and nothing to show for it. So Lanett back on offense. Story hands it off to Jawan Howell, and that play defended well by Montevallo. It'll actually lose a yard back inside the 25, 2nd and 11.
Great pursuit that time, results in the loss, along with a little bit of a slippage by your running back there. That didn't hurt either from a defensive standpoint.
At the end of the first quarter, your score, Lanett
And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter of this game. Lanett with a 7-0 lead. Back with the second quarter from the Gridiron Challenge in just a moment.
The 2017 college football season kicks off in Montgomery. The Guardian Credit Union FCS kickoff will open the college football season on Saturday, August 26th at 5 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Don't miss two of the nation's top-ranked FCS teams, the Jacksonville State University Gamecocks and the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga Mocs at historic Crampton Bowl. Visit GuardianKickoffClassic.com for the FanFest schedule of events and game information.
You will take more than 672 million breaths throughout your lifetime. Yet life is not measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away. JSU is proud to offer Northeast Alabama's only Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy. Now enrolling tomorrow's breathing specialist. Breathe easy.
And we are back at JSU Stadium on a Saturday at the Gridiron Challenge, final day of the Gridiron Challenge. Mickey Shadricks and Butch Barker with you for Montevallo and Lanett, our third game of the day. Lanett 7-0 as we head into the second of 4 quarters. This is a 10-minute running clock quarter. Story rolling out, well overthrows Terrion Truitt. Coverage back there by Montevallo's Davion Gilbert.
Good pressure by the guys up front, and even more importantly, good containment by your outside linebacker there. Forces Story to throw the ball high. Really wasn't able to get his shoulders turned, Mickey, so he could deliver that on the line. Pretty good coverage downfield, though. Look for Lanett to try to take advantage of it, though, because Montevallo's playing man-to-man coverage in the secondary.
Third down and 11. Story lobs it up near side for Pollard, who comes down with it at the 40. And Pollard is gone. And Quavius Pollard, a very tall, long arms, good-looking wide receiver, and Story got just enough on this one.
Exactly what you need to do when you got that height advantage. Throw the ball up there where you can take advantage of it. Story does, and it works perfectly for the touchdown as Pollard goes the distance. I can tell you what's happening right there. Coach is talking to Pollard about the fact that he put his hands out. I don't think he pushed, but just the fact that you put your hand on the defender there is oftentimes going to draw a foul. And I'm sure that's exactly what Coach was telling him. Hey, don't extend those arms there. Could have had that one called back for a penalty.
Castro hits the extra point. And Lanett, 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns, 14-0. Sun starts beaming out now. We've got some clouds in the sky. We do have the potential for some thunderstorms this afternoon, which could greatly affect our schedule today, considering that the challenge has to conclude by a certain time today.
Yeah, you can't have a delay for the weather and still get it in. It's going to be difficult enough to try to get it in time restraints as is. So we'll see what happens. No control over that aspect.
Just hope for the best with teams traveling in this afternoon, that if they make the effort to get here, that they're hopefully be able to get the game in. But yeah, we cannot control Mother Nature. 14-0 Montevallo in a hole here in this one. They take over at their 35. Need to get something going offensively. Sullins has been under duress. Throws this one downfield, and it's incomplete. He was trying to connect with Bryant. Coverage applied back there by Caleb Thomas.
Tried to throw the timing route, Mickey, and they got a bump on the receiver as he came off the line of scrimmage. Completely disrupted the timing on the play, and the ball falls incomplete. Was a better job up front. You know, it really helps if you know what the snap count is. And when they have, they've done a pretty good job blocking, but about 2 out of the 5 or 6 plays they've run, they didn't know what the snap count was.
Sullins Pitches out to his back. Look at that, 4 white shirts around him, 5-6 yards behind the line of scrimmage as the running back Olds had no opportunity at all. Well, correction, that was number 23, Cavante Britton on the carry. But, I mean, 5 guys back there that quick.
Yeah, Sullins had no choice either because he had a defender right in his face almost as soon as he caught the ball. Did a good job of getting rid of it, but, again, 3 more defenders out there to make the tackle.
And now you're in 3rd and 16. Sullins gets it out of there quickly, just throws it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. Jabrian Sullins was the intended receiver, and Jaquavius Houston had good coverage out around midfield. So it's 4th down again, so 3 and outs here for Montevallo.
Got to understand why they're throwing that into one-on-one coverage out there. With that much pressure coming, it gives you the opportunity to potentially at least come up with the big play. Much more so than if you don't block anybody up front. You got 4 guys in your backfield when you get the ball.
At their own 34-yard line.
Coach Wilcox came in there, and I'm going to tell you, he has really got that program going. These guys have bought in. He's got their respect. Tough-nosed guy. And look for this program to do well for a long time under his leadership.
1st and 10. Lanett gets it for the 3rd time, and hard running up the middle by Jawan Howell, who just kept those legs churning, would not be denied. It picked up 8 yards out to the 40, or 9-yard pickup out to the 43.
I tell you, you better make a note about this team. I'm telling you, Lanett is impressive. Offense, defense, we're not getting to see a lot of the special teams, but even their extra points have been impressive as much as they can be, you know, without anybody rushing and that type of thing. But keep your eye on this team. They've got a shot at winning it all next year.
Number 8, Howell on the carry.
So 3rd down and a half yard.
3rd down and inches.
Here's again my pet peeve on the shotgun when you got 3rd down and 3 inches and you're snapping the ball 4 yards deep.
And there is a great defensive play by Montevallo. Story, the quarterback, kind of looked like what Lanett's been doing to Montevallo.
It did a lot of penetration that time by the guys in the black jerseys.
Loses yards.
And it's 4th down and about 4. It looks like Coach Story's thinking about it. But I think they're going to take the simulated punt and move the ball 35 yards down the field. Certainly his defense has been impressive. You got to think you're going to get the ball back in pretty good shape the way they've been playing defensively.
Well, Montevallo needed that.
Looks like we may have a timeout here.
That's the first time Montevallo has stopped Lanett. And that clock's still moving, under 3 minutes. Again, 2 10-minute running clock quarters is what we're told is being played in this one, along with 2 9-minute quarters that'll follow in the second half.
And I don't think they're going to take any time for halftime either, realistically. Just
Yeah.
kind of get the ball spotted and grab a drink of water and get going.
So Sullins takes the snap, hands it off right up the middle. Nice hole for Olds. And he's got about a 13-yard gain out to the 37 and a 1st down.
Boy, don't you like the way Olds hit that hole that time. Wide open from the time he touched the ball. First down of the game for Montevallo. Impressive run by Olds.
Play game, a Bulldog 1st down.
Sullins decided to keep it that time and barely got back to the line of scrimmage, plus maybe a yard as he was tackled down low by Lanett's Tristan Meadows.
Way too much penetration again by that defensive front.
1 yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 9.
Sullins actually great effort there just to get as much as he did on the play.
Second down and 9. Sullins goes up top. And a one-handed grab by Jabrian Sullins, and he's gone. Unbelievable catch.
That? My goodness, that's an ESPN catch if that's during the regular season. What a nice catch.
This replay ought to be fun.
Jabrian Sullins on the reception.
You know, they tried this play a moment ago and without any luck, but Sullins just played volleyball with himself there and kept that thing up in the air and pulled it in.
He did. Tipped it to himself, brought it in with one hand, sprints the final yardage for the touchdown. Big play by that young man.
I tell you, you need playmakers like that in this day and age of football, and that's a big, big play.
And a good job by your quarterback, Sullivan, to get that ball off, because, again, he had a lot of pressure.
Lanett had dominated the game. Then the Montevallo defense gets a stop, and they get the big play there. They missed the extra point, but they are on the scoreboard as Lanett's lead is now 14-6 with 1:12 left here in the first half. We'll step aside for a timeout and continue with our live coverage of the Gridiron Challenge.
Don't just dream it. Call Family Savings Credit Union. Right now, get something you want for as low as 2.24% APR. You can even apply online or by phone. Family Savings Credit Union, where your money grows with you and your family.
If you or someone you know takes monthly medications, you know the problem. Easy Meds from Downey Drug is a breakthrough program that packages, labels, and dispenses your meds accurately.
With Downey Drug Easy Meds, it makes it so simple. I don't have to fool with all of this anymore.
I don't forget to take my meds anymore.
I get all my prescriptions at the same time each month.
This is so simple.
Call Downey Drug and find out more about Easy Meds. Medication management made simple.
And we are back at the Gridiron Challenge. Lanett in the waning moment here of the first half just picked up a first down while we were away. Here is the handoff to Barrow, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage by a couple of Lanett defenders. Lost back to the 40, so it'll be second down and 15.
Big play on first down, a big play defensively by Montevallo on the second play of this possession. Second down and 15 now.
And we've got a timeout taken by Montevallo, stopping the clock with 23 seconds. So what's their strategy here?
Well, with just 23 seconds, I think you throw it up to number one again. I mean, it worked pretty well the first time, didn't it?
And welcome inside our booth here at JSU Stadium. Mickey Shadricks and Butch Barker with you. And I tell you, that was a big swing there with Montevallo. The defense stopping Lanett for the first time and then getting the big pass play. Kind of got themselves back in this game a little bit as we get ready to go into the second half after we finish up these next 23 seconds.
And, you know, realistically, Mickey, even missing the extra point was kind of big, but you come up with that big defensive play on their second play of this possession. So you put yourself in good shape here to get the ball back starting the second half and see if you can't put some points on the board and maybe tie this thing up. This is a big play for both the teams here, though, with, again, only 23 seconds remaining before halftime. One isolated. You can bet the safety's going to be cheating this way, though.
And a mishandled snap, and Story fortunately able to pick it up and get it back to the line of scrimmage.
See if Lanett tries to run one more play or if they just let it run out here. They're trying to get off another play. You're going to have to use a timeout. with only 2 seconds remaining. So this will be our final play, barring a penalty, of the first half.
Timeout, Lanett.
Well, yeah, if you're going to stop it now with 2 seconds, you're going to take some kind of chance downfield.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. And last time on the previous play when they had the mishandled snap, you had 2 receivers in the same area. Kind of made me wonder if you weren't going to run some kind of tip play. You know, you've got big number 1 out there, Pollard, who kind of towers above everybody else. He can go up and tip it to one of his teammates. You know, the defenders certainly aren't looking for that. Normally you don't run 2 receivers in that close proximity to one another unless you've got some kind of trick play, you know, either the hook and ladder or some type of tip play that you're trying to execute. See if they do that again here.
So 3rd and 15. Story flushed out of the pocket, will be chased down from behind by Olds. Flags fly on the play, which will extend things here.
I think it's going to be a hold, which means, yes, it is. That'll be declined.
So that'll take us to the end of the first half. So Montevallo's defense starting to get some penetration against Christian Story. Doesn't have as much time to operate back there the last couple of series. We'll step aside for a break, come back with our second half of Montevallo and Lanett.
There's a killer on the loose in Alabama. This won't help you. This won't help you either. Even this won't help you. But this will. Breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women, and the only thing that can catch this killer is early detection with an annual high-quality mammogram. Advanced Imaging in Oxford and Gadsden was the first facility in Alabama to offer 3D digital mammography. Find out more online at alliesinthefight.com. Advanced Imaging, better technology for better health care.
Sure, it seems like there are tons of decisions to be made as you start down your college path. The good news is Gadsden State can help. Online, on the phone, or in person at the new One Stop Center in Gadsden. How much can I save? What career is perfect for me? Help with everything from admissions to financial aid. And when all the answers point towards saving money close to home, you'll see why so many decide to make their first stop, Gadsden State.
And we are back at the Gridiron Challenge. Nice shot of Burgess Snowfield here at JSU Stadium. Mickey Shaddricks and Butch Barker with you. We're getting set for the second half of Lanett and Montevallo. We'll start here in just a few seconds. And the first half, Butch, Lanett kind of dominated, even though Montevallo got that late touchdown to kind of pull closer. What are your thoughts on what you saw?
Well, they dominated on both sides of the ball, and they also had the big receiving play. But Montevallo really, really needed the big touchdown that they got. Their offense has been very inept, mainly because the defensive front is getting so much penetration by the Lanett Panthers. I mean, those guys are playing in the backfield of the Bulldogs. So got to make a little bit of adjustments. We didn't give them time to go in and do any chalk talk here, so it's going to be have to be adjustments on the fly. I'm not for sure, but I think Lanett gets possession to start this second half. We'll see here in just a second. I believe Montevallo had the ball at the beginning of the ball game. And I believe I was correct on that, Mickey.
All right, let's check in with Gerhard Mathangani on the field.
All right, so Mickey and Butch, you guys talked about the athletic ability of this Lanett football team. They're absolutely loaded. I've been talking to some of the recruiters, and a lot of the prospects for this year and the coming years have really liked these Lanett players. Number 1, Alquavius Pollard, already has offers from Austin Peay, Chattanooga, Florida Atlantic, JSU, Mercer, and Troy. 2019 safety, Triquest Bridges, already has offers from Alabama, Florida, Florida Atlantic, Louisville, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Troy. Number 4, quarterback, Christian Story. He's 2020, already has offers from Alabama, Mississippi State, JSU, Troy, Florida Atlantic, and Louisville. and a 2018 running back number 8, Juwan Howe. He already has offers from Eastern Kentucky and JSU. So lots and lots of talent here, lots of future prospects.
And on 2nd and 1, Howell is swarmed under behind the line of scrimmage. Again, Montevallo starting to figure things out, getting some penetration. That loss on the play is about 5 yards back to the 39, so we'll make it 3rd and 6. But that's a nice offer list for that young man, Gerhard, which is running.
Yeah, I'll say, how often at a 2A school do you have 4 major college prospects, on the field? Not many, I can promise you.
Story, look at the pressure, and the ball comes loose. I think Lanett's Tristan Meadows was able to get on it, but where's all this pressure coming from all of a sudden?
Well, I'm going to tell you, it looks like those guys defensively just kind of woke up. Somebody's flipped the switch, and Montevallo is playing with a lot more intensity from midway through that second quarter and the beginning of this third. They're really getting after it on the defensive side. Because of that, they're going to get pretty good field position. See if that offensive front can slow down these guys up front for Lanett. That's where their biggest problem has been, for sure.
So Montevallo will get it back, 1st and 10 at the 32. Let's see if the offense came up with that big pass play. Let's see if they can build off what the defense just did there. That's another 3 and out by this Montevallo defense. After the first 2 Lanett drives, they just dominated, moved the ball down the field with ease.
Yep. Now the defense really stepped up, that's for sure, for the Bulldogs from Montevallo. Again, got to get this offense rolling. They've had 1 good run and, of course, the 1 big pass play.
Hard count and the movement by the defense.
Penalty flag on the play.
Offsides against Lanett. That'll make it 1st and 5.
I'll see if you can take advantage of this, get this drive going.
5-yard penalty.
Nice job by the offense on that hard count. So often you try the hard count and your guys move. Not the case here, even after only 9 days of practice.
And here's the give to Olds. Huge hole. Cuts back at the 50 and will be hit out of bounds at the 46 by Lanett's Jaron Ross. But nice run by Tyler Olds. Good blocking at the point of attack.
I'll tell you, Olds is the one that's come up with the 2 good runs that the Bulldogs have been able to carry here, and he made a lot of people miss. Got all the way into Panther territory as they'll snap it from the 46.
First down, Montevallo. Sullins reverses and goes back to Bryant, and he is wrestled to the turf by Howell after a short gain to the 44. 2nd down and 8.
Good concept on the play, trying to get a quick screen back to the backside. Excellent defense. Mickey, both sides played this about as well as you can, both the offense and the defense here.
Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8.
Sullins on the keeper. Chased down from behind by big Johnny Daniels. Down to the 42-yard line, a gain of 2. So we've got a 3rd down and a long 5 coming up now for Montevallo. Football just inside the Lanett 42.
2-yard gain on the play. 3rd down and 6. Bulldogs.
Sullins on the keeper again. Spins away from one would-be tackler and is down close to 1st down yardage. I believe they're going to mark him down at the 30, right outside the 36, and that's close.
Yeah, and I tell you, either way, he got close enough. I feel like they'll go for it, even if they didn't make it. Well, I tell you, it is close. 4th down, I believe, though. Literally by inches. And again, we're going to line up in the shotgun on a 4th and inches.
You have a problem with that too, don't
I
you?
do. I just don't.
Get it
I mean,
myself.
I don't care if you just put it in for these situations. You need to be under the center here.
Sullins hands it off to Olds, and if he gets it, it's going to not be by much. And again, when you snap that ball back in shotgun formation on 4th and inches, you give that defensive front a little more of an opportunity.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't understand. That I love the wide open offenses, and I think he picked up necessary yardage here on sheer effort. But from a conceptual standpoint, let me get up here under the center. The first thing the defense has to do if you get under center, Mickey, is worry about stopping the quarterback. Because basically all he's got to do is fall forward on either side of the center, and he gets first down yardage. So first you make the defense have to adjust so it opens up other aspects. But, again, that's just me.
Sullins, his pass out to Bryant, and he is hit from behind by Lanett's Kiva Sands.
That's a great move by Bryant in the open field, and excellent pursuit by the Panthers to get out there and hold him to just a short game, because he made that first man miss on a great move, had a lot of open field in front of him, but the pursuit caught him after just 5 yards.
2nd down and 5. Sullins, a little pump fake, keeps it right up the middle, and he spins down inside the 25-yard line. A first down gain, as now Montevallo's got it clicking offensively.
I tell you, this bunch, it's like they had a little jet lag on the trip over, Mickey, but I think they've gotten rid of that. Look much more impressive from, again, midway through that second quarter up to this point.
Sullins starting to look a little more comfortable. Of course, that's easy to do when you don't have 5 white shirts on you right after you get the snap.
Like you did the first 6 snaps.
1st and 10. Pressure comes, but he gets the pass away to Olds, and Olds slips by one defender but can't escape the tackle of Lanett's Daterion Glaze. It's a loss back to the 28, and we've got a timeout by Montevallo. Stops the clock with 1:05 here in this 9-minute running clock, 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and that's a big play by the defense for Lanett. Drop him for 5-yard loss on the play.
Second down and 4 or 5.
Certainly in 4-down territory here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Mickey, I'm wondering if you're like on the 34 and you take the simulated punt, does that mean they get it at the 20 because it went into the end zone? If you're on the 36, they get it at the 1?
Yeah, I guess.
I was just wondering how that worked out.
I guess.
That's a heck of a punt, though. I mean, on your decision making, if I'm on the 36, hey, I punt it, give it to them on the 1.
Yep.
If I'm on the 34, because they get it on the 20.
Yeah.
Again, not the things you deal with on the normal Friday night.
I'm just still kind of trying to figure out this turnaround. This looked like Lanett was about to blow this thing out.
It did. It looked like a complete mismatch, which was completely surprising to me. But Montevallo, it's not that Lanett has turned it off. It's Montevallo's turned it on.
Sullins a pump fake, goes deep for the end zone. It's picked off by Terrion Truitt. Daquan Bryant was the intended receiver, but Terrion Truitt was in great position and pulled it in down at the 2-yard line.
Ran the wheel route on the outside, got the pump, zone coverage, excellent position, goes up and high points the football, does Gilbert, and comes up with the interception. They are going to get the ball, though, at the 1-yard line because, unfortunately for Gilbert, that's where he came down. Good thing for Montevallo in that respect if they can come up with a defensive stop here.
Wow, this is about as close to the goal line as you can get.
Yeah, the back end of the football is almost in the end zone. Front end's all that matters.
I guess if you're going to throw a pick, that's the place to do it.
One-on-one coverage on the outside.
Story to throw from his end zone, throws it up top for his big play receiver. Look at Pollard just go snatch that thing away. Football came loose at the end. They're going to say he was down. That was great coverage by Sullins, but, man, this Pollard kid is –
he just went up over Mickey. I mean, that's just the guy's taller and has longer arms. Take a look. I mean, he just goes up above. The defender was in as good a position as you can possibly be in and does a great job of making the tackle.
We'll step aside for a break and come back with the fourth quarter here at the Gridiron Challenge.
High-flying adventure of a lifetime. Visit the new Screaming Eagle Zipline Canopy Tour and Aerial Adventure Park at Lake Guntersville State Park. Fly above and through the treetops at heights up to 250 feet on Alabama's largest high-speed zipline course. The Screaming Eagle is a safe and family-friendly adventure course that allows you to explore Lake Guntersville State Park from the point of view of the park's famous bald eagles and enjoy amazing views of Lake Guntersville. Book your aerial adventure tour today by calling 256-886-2517 or book online at lakeguntersvillezipline.com.
I'm Alan Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. Parnell Insurance Agency has been in business in Alabama and Georgia since 1990. Auto Owners Insurance Company is one of our very best companies. We're real proud of our commercial line staff, Ty, Brooke, Michelle, Caitlin, and our administrative staff, Alan, Carrie, and Amber. Combined, our staff has 125 years experience. Come see what Parnell Insurance Agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, or Tallapoosa, Georgia.
And here's Lanett from the 40 after the big pass play there from their own 1-inch line. And handoff up the middle is to Todrikas Askew. Picks up a couple of yards to the 42.
Got some new players in the game, Mickey, for this fourth quarter. So both coaches abiding by the play your younger guys in this final quarter.
And the gift once again to Askew. Again, new quarterback in there. That is Jaquavius Houston, number 14. Again, a running clock here for these games today to be able to get off the field in time for the time allotted for the games here on this Saturday at JSU Stadium. 3rd down and 9, a flag flies. Offsides against Montevallo. Tell me, you got these running clocks. It helps to not have a lot of penalties.
Yep.
Let the kids play.
If you're ahead, I guess that's okay, but if you're trailing, that gets to be a little bit frustrating.
3rd down and 4. Little zone read, little first down run there by Jaquavius Houston as he gets down to the 47-yard line of Montevallo. I tell you, this may be the last possession. That running clock won't be much more time left if Lanett can hold on to it here.
Now, Montevallo definitely got to come up with a 3 and out, or needs a 3 and out here.
Here's the handoff to Eric Darden. Darden getting around the corner, into the secondary, down to the 30. Big gain of 17 yards by number 24, Eric Darden.
I tell you what, this is a great job with the stiff arm, and then he runs with a lot of power there to pick up an additional 5 yards.
And another flag. For a sideline warning?
Sideline warning.
Really?
I mean, that by the letter of the law, that's exactly right. But
just turn around and say, back up, guys.
45 seconds just ran off the clock.
1st and 10 at the 30. Same play coming this way.
Got a hold.
Houston on the carry, LaRon Tavius Hurston.
Handoff, number 26.
Two officials must have saw that. You got 2 flags on the field.
Yep. I even saw it.
You'd have threw your flag if you had one?
I would have.
Your arm's not that good anymore.
No.
Wouldn't have made it down there.
No. That had to look up. I'd waved my flag.
But you didn't throw. You caught.
That's true. You have to go all the way back to high school in the throwing days.
And there is Lee of Huntsville taking in the action. They will be taking the field next against Chattooga. Darden getting around that corner, nobody home, cuts back at the 35, right back where he ran it a moment ago, to the 30-yard line.
You know, and that was much more than just 10 yards worth of penalty, because it was penalized from the spot of the foul. And like you said, Darden able to get every bit of that back here. Well-designed play, able to secure the corner, and big gain on the running play. Missing a right tackle here. Have to use a timeout.
Timeout by Lanett. Stops the clock with 4:40.
Timeout.
They face 2nd down and 9 when we come back to the Gridiron Challenge.
Regional Medical Center Anniston was Alabama's first baby-friendly hospital. We're proud of that distinction because it means everything we do promotes healthy, happy babies. We encourage rooming in, skin-to-skin contact after delivery, and exclusive breastfeeding. All the things that bring moms and babies closer. From the first ultrasound to the first birthday, RMC is dedicated to giving growing families a healthy, loving start. Visit rmcisforme.org.
At KFC, we choose to make spicy, crispy chicken sandwiches. Not because it is easy, but because it is hard. We choose not only to launch KFC's new Zinger sandwich in a $5 fill-up, but to take it to space. Will it be easy? No. Will it be hard? Yes. We've already covered that. But when we succeed, we will lick our fingers good! Space sandwich! Yeah! Try the Zinger sandwich before it goes to space.
And we are back, 2nd down and 9 out of the timeout. Lanett at the Montevallo 29, just inside the 30. Houston keeps it up the middle, and he is wrestled down from behind by Bryson Turner of Montevallo after a short gain.
That's a great play by Turner. Played off the block and then able to make the tackle on your quarterback there. Excellent job by that young man. Mickey, you were saying it may be their only possession. We're down 4 minutes by the time they snap this thing.
Third down and 9. Houston's pass is away and caught. Nice job of holding on to that one.
We got a flag,
by
Mickey.
Caleb Thomas.
Illegal formation there. They did not have 7 people on the line of scrimmage.
Game getting a little sloppy here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and remember, you got the young guys.
That's right.
The young guys.
And that's what you do this for, to work through those things.
That's exactly right. They call it a procedure, but again, they did not have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. Both the guys on this right side were lined up off the line of scrimmage, and only get up to them with 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
Penalty on the play. Illegal procedure.
And that should be Chattooga, the opponent for Lee of Huntsville, coming in to get warmed up and loosened up. Doesn't take long to get loosened up on a day like today.
And I guarantee you, humidity is the thing that would be getting me the most.
Houston's pass sails downfield, well over the head of Rovalon Castro, the intended receiver.
Castro.
So 4th down.
And they're in that inside the 35.
Yeah, they're in that place you were talking about.
Yeah. It's only going to be a 13-yard punt if you punt it.
I think we got another offside. Yeah, we do. Goodness, these
cool.
Montevallo kids, that's like the 4th time this drive they've just lined up offside.
Right, it's not that they're jumping. They're absolutely just lining up offside.
And the young man that did it is coming out. Stops the clock with 2 minutes to play here in this 4th quarter.
I'm going to tell you the stance he got in on that play. The first thing he was going to have to do was gather himself to get up from the stance he was in.
He was pretty overextended, wasn't he?
Yeah, pretty much in a push-up position. And he's about to line up offsides again. Much better stance this time, though. Well, it was a better stance.
Teaching moments in spring. 4th down and 8. Houston on a long snap count. Give up the middle to Crawford. And he is going to be stopped for a short gain, 1.5 yards at most. And that'll be a good stop by Montevallo as they'll get it back with very little time left, 1:34.
Got to go the distance. We saw it in a game earlier today, though. Took one play, kind of the same scenario. Team controlled the ball in one play. Quarterback broke it, went 90-something yards, Mickey. So Montevallo is going to be looking for that type of big play here. Again, they got these young kids in. They got to make sure they get the correct personnel to start this thing.
Whoa. Penetration by Javonte Winston. Just kind of took one forearm and tossed the back to the ground there.
Yeah, Winston got there untouched.
Rip. Timeout, Montevallo. And we'll take the timeout as well, 1:24 when we return to the Gridiron Challenge.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 74 years.
Hi, my name is Reverend Jeffrey C. Williams, the owner and licensed funeral director of Anderson Funeral Services. At Anderson Funeral Services, we are compassionate and caring individuals committed providing quality and professional service at affordable prices. We are where service begins and never ends, and love is what love does.
Aniston Funeral Services offers affordable services to meet any need for all families. Aniston Funeral Services, 630 South Wilmer Avenue, where service begins and never ends.
Little screen pass out to Cavante Britton. And he picks up about 1 yard, maybe 2.
Clock continues to run. We're down by the time the ball snapped, under 1 minute to play.
3rd down and 9. 4 receivers here for Montevallo.
Oh.
Pass here, and I tell you, that was number 24, Eric Darden read that play perfectly.
Yeah, Darden wasn't looking at the ball. He might could have intercepted this, but he certainly played it well. Take a look, just a quick little swing pass, and Darden almost there before the receiver was.
So 4th down and 9. Little option play. And again, A lot of penetration by the Lanett defense as the Montevallo back, Demetrius Smith, had no chance.
Big 65, a lot of penetration. Look at the pursuit. See that big man coming at you. Time to get down. Lanett with 42 seconds to try to get it in the end zone, Mickey.
Take over at the Montevallo 26. Quarterback still Jaquavius Houston, who's gone the whole fourth quarter here. Low snap, picks it up, just takes off running, and is tackled at the 23-yard line by Hunter Bass for the Bulldogs.
14, Jaquavius Houston.
Bass with good pursuit. The snap rolled back that time. Good job of being able to field it cleanly by Houston.
Second down and 4. Lanett taking their time. 10 seconds left. Could be the last play. Houston rolls out to his left. Try to run for it. And will be stopped at the 11-yard line. And that'll finish us off here for this one, as Lanett scores on their first 2 possessions against Montevallo and hold on for a 14-6 win as we get another look at the game's final play.
I'd like to wish both teams best wishes on a successful 2017 football season.
So both teams head to the center of the field to shake hands. And here you see Gerhard Mathangani down there on the field. He's going to be trying to get a word with the coaches. Coming up next, Lee Huntsville, Chattooga, Georgia. We continue with our live coverage of the Gridiron Challenge. So you got to give Montevallo some credit, because the way this game started, it looked like a blowout, and then their defense came up with a couple of stops that kind of settled things down. Offense got the big pass play that they scored on, and then it was ball game the rest of the way.
Well, you know, you got a little bit of a different scenario for these coaches and players, Mickey. You come out and you sit before your ball game. I mean, you know how it goes. You gave your pregame meal. Everything leads up to that preparation to take the field. Here you don't really know exactly when you're going to get out there. So it's a little different, and I think they were a little – well, they pretty much sleptwalked through the very beginning, but woke up and played well after that point.
Let's send it down to Gerhard.
All right, guys, I'm joined by both Coach Wilcox and Coach Story. We'll start with Lanett Coach Story. First off, your overall observations from today's game and your spring overall.
Well, we got a lot of work. Offensive line-wise, defensively. They got a good football team. You see that. They was very patient. They started picking up some things that we were doing right there. They got more patient on offense. So we got a lot of work we got to do. So it's just spring, 10 days evaluation. We just got a lot of work to do to be able to improve as the season progresses.
I was going to ask you about that. What are some of the things you guys will do over the next few weeks as you get ready for August?
Well, we'll just work on a lot of fundamental type things and continue to put in our offensive and defensive scheme.
Congratulations, Coach. It's good to see you. We'll turn it over to Coach Wilcox. First off, Coach, your overall impressions of your team throughout the 9 practices and today in the spring game.
We're getting better every day. We wanted to play a quality opponent, and obviously we did that today in Lanett. And, I saw some good things. We'll review the film, and we've got all summer to get better at the things that we got to get better at. So, but overall, I'm excited about what this team's going to do this year.
Absolutely. For those that aren't familiar with the football schedule, what will the next few weeks and months look like for your guys?
We'll rest up the next couple of weeks, and then we'll hit it full speed ahead in June and July. We've got a big summer ahead of us.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Coach. Thank you so much for coming out. Coach Story and Coach Wilcox from Lanett High School, also from Montevallo High School. Guys, as you heard, lots of great things to look forward to.
All right, thanks, Gerhard, and we'll take a break. Come back there. You see our next matchup, Lee Huntsville, Chattooga, Georgia. We'll continue with that game as our live coverage of the Gridiron Challenge rolls on from JSU Stadium.